evening. Hope you're okay. Okay, I'm not sure if I've lost you, but cool. We'll start. Cause can you hear me, please? Can you guys let me know if you can hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'll start because I know it's past 7 already. Shirin should join us soon. She's on her way home. So thank you so much for joining. And obviously, I'm not sure if you can stay till later to the end of it. We're finishing at 8, but the replay will be on our website as usual and our resource hub, so you can watch it later. We're starting this 4 weeks workshop, and the reason we're doing this, I know some of you might be like, I know this already, which is fine, which is great, but we just believe that if we're saying we're coaching for excellence, that's what we're aiming towards, or we're trying to uphold. It's always good to actually know the fundamentals, to actually know what exactly is coaching, right? Because we see a lot of people, they call themselves coaches, but then when you see what they do, not because they're not an expert, but what they do actually is not coaching. So we just thought, let's get this right straight. Let's get to the bottom of things. Let's get it right. If you find out today that what you've been doing is actually not coaching, but something else, is great. It's better for you to know what you're doing and step into that and be real with it than you doing something, but it's not really what you're supposed to be doing. It will cause a lot of havoc, down the line. So it's good for us to stay true to what we are called to do. And you not doing what you're called to do just because you don't have the knowledge, I think it's just ignorance, really, to be honest with you. So that's why we're starting with what is coaching, and of course the difference between the other things that we have out there. So at the end of today, I'm hoping that you can then find out whether you're really, really a coach or you are maybe under any of the other things, counseling, mentoring, therapy, maybe that's what you're under. I'm not here to say you're not meant to be a coach. No, no, no. It's just for you to look inward and say, okay, based on everything I've been doing so far since I started my business, where do I fall under? It's just to make you aware of the things that are out there, and then to just say, yes, this is who to confirm, yes, I am a coach. I am coaching. This is great. Because then moving forward, because then when we move on to the business of that coaching or the business of mentoring, the business therapy, you are on the right track rather than doing things that, we're not meant to be in that sense. We're gonna kickstart. So the agenda obviously is welcome, which I've done the welcome. We're gonna do a bit of an icebreaker because I know we're in a group, but I just like people to just get to know each other a bit more as well. Just tell us what you do, what kind of coach you are. If you're sure that you're coaching, if you're a coach or you're still not sure whether you're coaching or it's something else, let us know. And what you aim to get out of the session. It can be this session or the 4 workshop that we're going to be doing. Just give a brief of myself, who I am and what I do. And then we just go into today's teaching and then takeaways. Basically, what are you taking away from this particular session, what you've learned, and what are you going to do with it, basically. And then if anybody has questions, then we'll have a moment for that as well. So that is the agenda. Before I go on, does anybody have any question? You can also write in the chat. I'll be checking the chat. That's not a problem. Take that as a no. I take silence for no. Nobody have any question? Cool, that's fine then. So moving on. So obviously we're quite literal on the call. So who want to start? Tinu can't speak. So, but Tinu, could you please comment in the section, in the comment section, the chat section, all these things, name, location, type of coach that you are, and then what interesting fact about you, and yeah. So who would like, Ivy or JJ? Who wants to go first? Are you on mute or I can't hear you? I know you're.
I'll start.
Okay, good.
Okay, so my name's JJ. I am based in Manchester. I'm originally from Nottingham, UK. Type of coach I am certified career coach and a confidence and mindset coach. and I deliver confidence and mindset training, coaching, and I also do a coaching. Interesting fact about me, I'm a singer and songwriter. I have songs that have been signed to record label. I used to sing professionally for a lot of gigs. I lived in Dubai for 8 years, and so all of the top hotels in Dubai I sang at and did contracts. And you can find my stuff on buy my stuff on I play iMusic and YouTube and stuff like that. So yeah.
Oh wait, I'm so happy that I put this on here because I would never have known that.
Yes.
That's amazing. Okay, maybe you will sing for us on our anniversary event.
Yeah, no worries.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Oh my goodness. And by the way, Dubai is my all-time favorite country. I love Dubai.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. It was a long time. I lived there for 8 years, and I enjoyed every moment of it. There was ups and downs, but there was everywhere you live. But yeah, I lived, it was a good lifestyle out there.
Yeah, right. So why are you back here? Like, why? Like, I don't get it.
I came back because my mom, health reasons for my mom. And so after I've been there for long enough, 8 years is a good time. So my mom's health was deteriorating. So I decided to come back home and be with my family and spend more time close to home. So I went to Nottingham. I stayed there for about a year. And for me to be able to work and earn proper money, I needed to go to a bigger city. And so I came to Manchester. Before I moved to Dubai, I was living in London, and before that I was living in Birmingham. So I've moved around big cities for quite a while. So
amazing.
Yeah.
I moved to Birmingham for 3 years because I was at uni there.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. That's why I moved to Birmingham for uni.
Yeah, I went to Aston University.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I lived right opposite there.
Oh, look at that. Oh, you know what? I love this interesting thing. I love it. See, now I feel like I know you more now.
I know there's a connection.
There is a connection. Oh, thank you, Tim. She's based in Dublin, Ireland. She's a business and financial coach, convener of Leads, a platform for young ladies to express their inner power and fly higher. Mother of 4. Wow. You would not know she's a mother of 4. I'm just saying.
Awesome.
She's still grooving and enjoying life. I'm like, yes, I want to. Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much. And I met Tina in January when I went for my event tour with somebody else. So it was really lovely to meet Tina. She's very outgoing. I love her spirit.
Awesome.
But yeah.
Awesome.
Ivy, you're next.
I was literally typing anyway.
Don't type it, you are on here.
Okay. My name is Ivy Barreto, but I like to go by IVI. That is very well known and close to heart. I'm based in Ireland, in Dublin. I do a lot of work in Cape Verde country as an ambassador of love. And and I'm a business and relationship accountability coach. But I like to speciate it in terms of business relationship architect because of the hats that I wear. So the most interesting aspect about myself is I'm an architect. And my practice, I use a lot of art therapy.
That is interesting. Tell us about that more. Tell us more about that.
I use a lot of neurographic emotional navigation and a lot of more tools. Wow. I will be showcasing soon through social media.
I can't wait to see it now. I love that. I really love that. Definitely interested. Me, I'm Mary. I'm a business coach and strategist. And then sometimes I wear the hat of a teacher. Yeah, so that's me. I'm based in Manchester, originally from Nigeria. I've moved around. Well, I've moved around a lot, but it was like I said, I lived in Birmingham for 3 years, and I went to France for 1 year. Maybe that should be my interesting fact. I lived in France for a year, and I still cannot speak French. So that's, but when I was there, I did get by. I was speaking a bit of French, but obviously when I left, I didn't really join any community. I didn't have anyone to speak it to. So I guess I lost it. So one of my goals for this year, 2 goals for this year, is to find a community of French people in Manchester, join and learn more and practice. And then second thing, to learn how to swim. I do not know how to swim. So maybe that's another interesting fact about me. I don't know how to swim. I'm scared of water. So, but I want to learn. So I'm hoping to get a professional to teach me this year. So fingers crossed, I don't chicken out. So that is about me in a nutshell. So before I don't waste time, it's already 18 past 7. Let's start. Oh, well, before we start, meet me. So I'm going to be facilitating the session, 4 sessions today and the rest of the Saturdays in May on this workshop. So who am I? What made me qualify to talk to you guys? Again, I'm a facilitator, so I'm not here to tell you things. I'm here, I want to make it interactive. You guys have introduced yourself as coaches. So, and as a coach, we're not meant to be people that tell people what to do. We're people that are meant to guide people, right? So it's going to be very interactive. So first of all, I'm not here to tell you what to do. Again, it's more of a guide session, and we're going to be talking about it together and hearing your thoughts as well. So I'm an experienced business coach and strategist, been going on for 10 years plus now. Yeah, John Maxwell, certified coach, speaker, trainer, and a teacher. Oh, there's a typo there, but okay. Teacher, a published author. So I've written a book. Actually, I've used as my interesting fact. Well, I have so many interesting facts. I wrote a book last year called Developing Positive Mindset for Business Growth. It's actually on Amazon. Founder and co-founder of multiple thriving businesses. As you all know, I'm a co-founder of ABC. I also have another organization called Bloom, which is for women mainly, to bloom where they're planted and to just become more, because they've been created to be more. They have a purpose before they became a mom or somebody's wife. They are someone. So to pursue that and to achieve that and not forget themselves in all these titles in life of your mom, I'm a wife, so that's what I am. You're more than that. So that is what Bloom is about. And obviously I have my coaching practice, Fash Limited, and I'm popularly known as the business GPS because I give direction and guidance to my clients. So that's where the name came from. So my mission in general is to support entrepreneurs and service-based businesses to make impact, grow their revenue, and land clients consistently in the businesses. And I use a method called clarity to sales. I am all for making impact in our community, wherever we find ourselves, but at the same time, we need to be making an income at the same time, because that impact costs money. So there's no point in saying, yes, I'm making impact. No, you need to make money too, right? Because then your passion will just become, you'll be frustrated at your passion, because all this things start from passion, right? So if you're not making money, I don't think your impact will be that much effective, because some things will be holding you back on something. So making impact while making an income as well. That's, because there's a freedom that comes with that. So that is my mission in life. You can see that's my life mission. But you can find out more about me at maryfash.com. It's as simple as that. So you cannot forget it, maryfash.com. Cool. So I'm excited to start. What is coaching? So to you guys, I want to hear, you guys have said you've been coaching for some time now, I'm sure. So I want to hear what you guys think coaching is. So I am on, please don't all talk at once. Who want to start? What do you think? Anthony, feel free to type. If you want to type as well, I'll be reading your comment to the audience. So what do you think coaching is?
That is serious. To me, coaching, for me, in my own perspective, it's all about eliciting what is hidden from within, bringing it down so they can see it as a mirror, and then they can be able to, you know, go forward with whatever they want to go forward with, to have clarity.
Clarity, mirroring. Okay. What do you think, JJ?
I think it is the art of listening and tapping into certain parts of someone else's character by asking high quality questions that allow them to expose their brilliance and lead them to reaching their potential.
Yes, I love that. I love that, reaching the potential. And I love something that both of you have said, which was bringing something out of them, reaching their potential. So in a nutshell, it's about them, which who happens to be your client in this case, right? It's not about you. And I love that listening part. That listening is very key. If you want to get someone to achieve the highest potential, you gotta listen. Like, and the thing is, people think it's easy to listen. I don't think it's easy to listen. I think it's quite hard because, and especially as an expert in your field, when you're hearing certain things, like you, your reflexes want to jump in and say, don't do it that way. You should know that should have done it. Like, that's just a reflex, like human being reflex. But once you've trained yourself, like, you have to wait and just listen to everything they're saying, and you should not be telling. I'll give you an example. So I'm a delivery manager in my day-to-day job, which is similar to an agile coaching. And I used to think that I'm very good at listening. I used to think I'm very good at not telling people what to do. I used to think I'm good at not taking over until I stepped into the role. And the role is more of like a servant leadership role. You're literally like a maid to your team. You make sure that you, as a delivery manager, that is anyway, you make sure that nothing stands in the way. Anything they need to deliver a project or a product, I make sure I get it done. Anything that poses as risk, I make sure I anticipate it, report it, and destroy that risk basically, or remove that blocker or mitigate it. That is my role as a leader manager. But then when you step into the role, the team will make you feel like you need to tell them what to do. But you have to remember that no, it's not your job to actually bring solution. It's your job to enable your team to bring the solution themselves, not you telling them what to do or how to solve it. But it's so difficult because you're the one outside of them. So you can see objectively and you feel like you know the answer. And but obviously I'm learning, I'm growing. So it becomes easier by practice. So yeah, I really love that listening part of things. And obviously bringing something out of them as well. That is really key. And in clarity, I love that. But we have to be careful when it comes to clarity. Something that I found out myself in my coaching practice as well is when it comes to clarity, it's very easy for us to tell them something rather than us asking questions, guiding them through questions to reach a particular junction in what they are looking for. So I'm going to share certain information about coaching, which is from ICF, and we can discuss if you agree, if you don't agree. Again, this is not set in stone. It's not for me to tell you this is what you should believe coaching is, right? So let's do it. Right. So coaching is a partnership between coach and client. The coach helps the client to achieve their personal best, like JJ said, the highest potential goals to produce the result they want in their personal life and professional lives. Again, pay attention to they. So they're talking about the client. Again, it's not about you. It's about them, about their goals, about their potential, about their purpose, about their lives, literally, right? Coaching ensures the client can give their best, learn and develop in the way they wish. Again, not the way you think they should learn, the way they want to learn. Because at the end of the day, you can't change someone that doesn't want to change, to be honest with you, right? So it's how they want to learn. Coaching is a process that aims to improve performance and focuses on the here and now rather than on the distant past or future. While there are different models of coaching, here we are not considering the coach as expert, but instead the coach as a facilitator of learning. You're helping them to learn. So what do you guys think of these statements about coaching? Do you agree? Do you want to expatiate on any of them? Do you think 50-50, I agree 50%, I don't agree on to some point? I would like to know your thoughts about this segment.
It's
Yeah,
not a
I
little hard.
agree.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry?
Sorry, no, you go on.
I was just going to say, yeah, I agree. It doesn't, yeah, it isn't. I think it's just clear here. It doesn't really explain necessarily on what it is, as in, it doesn't tell you how to do it. As in, with coaching, it's about questioning, right? And so delivering, so it doesn't really share much about how to deliver coaching by the use of questions. So I think, yes, it is a partnership. I think, yes, it is helping people to achieve their personal best, and yes to all of the answers. I think it just may be missing a little bit of an explanation to show how it's done. Yeah.
So again, these are just definitions. Today it's all about definitions. Next week is our principles and how. So we're going to get into the how is delivered. But today we just want to get an understanding of what is it? As simple as that. What is coaching? So I would love to also get, obviously you guys have given your own definition as well. So yeah.
Not only helping them to learn, because some people, they already know what they know from within. It's just helping them to have sense of direction and multiple ways of thinking and having clarity. Because some people, they can be very, very knowledgeable, but sometimes they don't want to open their minds to more other avenues. So it's just helping them to see more other avenues, in my own point of view.
Yeah, I agree. So you believe it's beyond learning as well, yeah?
And also, I think I know certainly with my clients and sort of the coaching that I do as well, it's a lot about helping them to overcome or understand certain limitations and get past limiting beliefs, basically. So I think it's not necessarily about learning. A lot of it can be about unlearning as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I love that. I really do love that. I love how you said about limiting beliefs. Yeah, that's really, because for you to make any change in your life, you need to get rid of those mindset blockers, or those all those beliefs about you, about yourself. And I guess obviously before you can achieve any best in your life, like that point two, you need to take that away. Before you can get your client's best, you need to know what is holding them back from not getting their best. So I completely agree with that, definitely. So yes, thank you. That makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much. Does anybody have anything they want to add before I move on from this one? No? Okay. Right. So then they continue with this essence of coaching. To help a person change the way they wish and helping them go in the direction they want to go. Coaching supports a person at every level in becoming who they want to be. Coaching builds awareness, empowers choice, and leads to change. It unlocks a person's potential to maximize their performance. Coaching helps them to learn rather than teaching them. So I have a question about this quote. Coaching helps them to learn rather than teaching them. But do you not learn why something teach us something? Does that make sense? We learn something because something or someone is teaching us something. Does that make sense? So I put it out there for us to discuss. What do you guys think? So it can be life is teaching me an experience and I'm learning through life experience. Or JJ is showing me how to tie my shoe, for example. I've learned how to tie my shoes now, for example. I guess it's different. Maybe it's in the sense that, I'm just showing you how to tie your shoe, but I'm not teaching, because teaching could be you take the lace like this, you put it in through this way, this is what you do, how you do it. But, so I don't know, what is it, just semantics, or what do you guys think?
I think it could be, I think the sentence could be improved by using maybe the last half of the sentence could say, coaching helps them to unlock their potential to learn rather than teaching them, because what you're doing is unlocking them to be able to open their mind, and they can learn from, when you're unlocked, you can learn from anything around you, and it doesn't have to be the person you're sitting with who's teaching you, but you need to be but the person you're sitting with might unlock allow you to be able to learn. Yes. So that would make more sense than saying it helps you to learn rather than to teach. Maybe it helps unlock the learning or unlock the ability or capability to learn.
Yes, exactly. And then that can happen through those questions that you talked about, those questions that you ask them. So you ask them a question and like it opens up their mind, like, oh, that's interesting. I never thought about it that way. Ah, okay. But now they're not thinking, those questions is opening up their minds to not think differently, and they will learn from that experience of that question, kind of, so which is good. So I took that, I was feeling like that sentence, not sure as well. So I was like, I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna have a discussion about it and see what you guys feel as well. So I'm glad I'm not the only one that feels the same. So which is good. Ivy, do you have anything about this statement, or you agree with JJ?
JJ said her own, the way she says it, and then I was trying to construct it my own way.
I want to hear it.
Then it's like coaching helps them to unlock performance, and teaching them by default, for that maximizing their performance.
Okay, so you think the coach teach?
Sorry?
So you believe, or you think the coach teaches the client?
No, it helps them to unlock their performance by teaching, teaching what they were taught as coaches. Because when you're taught as a coach, life experiences teaches you. The person that teaches you all the kind of, from NLP, for example, or CBT and all this kind of techniques, you were taught for you to be able to apply it in your practice. Yeah. So then you can apply it into your client and see if it's actually happening for them. And by that, they achieve what they need to achieve by default. And then you are teaching them as well.
Yeah. So would you say, so I've got a question out of this particular slide. Would you then say, as a coach, there are moments where you wear the hat of a teacher, and there are moments when you put a hat of a facilitator, which is like unlocking that potential, asking the right questions. Would you say there are moments for these things? Or coach are just not teachers?
Myself particularly, I like to listen a lot. I like for them to come, they say what they need to say, and then I listen in between what they're not saying. And I don't know if you get more or less where I'm going with this. Yeah. And then by that listening, then I will ask them the right question, the question that I would think that is suitable for the particular situation, and try multiple versions of it, and then making them ask themselves those questions. And then they will be getting their answers indirectly, and then they themselves will re-ask themselves that question and put back to me. And then I will direct it in dissect it different ways.
Okay.
And that creates a conversation and a momentum.
Right. So in that aspect, there is no teaching. It's more of, let's have a conversation. Let's question and answer to unlock certain things to, for the person to actually learn certain things on their own, for example, right? So, which is great. But do you guys think there's a time and place where a coach becomes a teacher?
I think not in the.
Yes, it depends. It depends. Depending on the person that you're dealing with. Okay. There's some people that you need to go straight on what it is. Some people you need to approach it more, more smoothly and gently.
Okay. JJ.
I think that as a coach who does training and other things as well, then, for example, depending on what I'm doing, I might be in the role of a teacher. So, for example, if I'm delivering a course or if I'm hosting a live training or something, then, you know, I could be facilitating and passing on information in the role of a teacher. I think when I'm in a one-to-one coaching environment, then I personally, I operate in the more of a listener and facilitator for them to be able to learn. And so I don't teach unless you know, unless your class, you know, I could teach by questioning, but I'm more questioning than providing new knowledge. So I don't, for me, if we're looking at teaching as somebody who provides new knowledge, then that's not what I believe or what I do in coaching. I don't provide you with new knowledge. I provide you with the ability to unlock things that might be new to you, which is actually already existing. But I'm not providing you new information unless I am in a group, like a live session, when I'm teaching or showing somebody something, when I'm specifically in the role of a teacher. But other than that, in a one-to-one session, then I'm a coach. I do have mentoring services. I do have more hands-on approach consulting services. If somebody wants that, then that's a different thing. But as a coach, like, yes, what Ivy said in the chat, that's it. You know, I can put on different hats, but when I'm in a one-to-one coaching session, I'm the listener and the facilitator of you being able to dig deep and get the answers yourself from what's inside of you.
Exactly. I love your explanations, yourself and Ivy, because a lot of people feel like, oh, because I'm this, I have to stick to this. But the thing is, different environment, different circumstances will require to be different person, not different person, different hats, basically. Right? So like you said, when I'm talking one-to-one, even though I have a method that I use for my client, I ask a lot of questions and I listen a lot. And then they get, like, don't you just love it when you are questioning your clients and again you ask like, oh, you know, like, you know, this is great because you're getting the answer yourself. Like, it's just beautiful. I love it. You know,
I think the thing is as well to remember is, as a coach, you're not the subject matter expert. So you can, when you're a coach, you should be able to have anybody in your room. So you might have a top, you know, Fortune 500 CEO. You don't have it who specializes in property management. You don't know nothing about property management, but you should still be able to use your art of questioning to coach them. You don't need to be the subject matter expert. So in that regard, you're not teaching them how to do any job. They can do anything, any job. You are basically just helping them to find the answers that they already actually know, but maybe haven't thought about. So
that's what the last thing I say is, you're not to be considered as an expert. You're not. Just guiding them to find the answers they're looking for, right? And then I think a lot of people struggle with that. They believe they need to be an expert before someone can take them serious, or before someone can. No, it's the way you position yourself, because you don't have that knowledge. No, I don't need to be an expert. And we're talking about wearing different hats for different scenarios or different circumstances. As an agile coach, so I'm studying or learning to be an agile coach, agile consultant in my career. And one of the things that I learned is that, so I love this, like, there's a listening aspect of it and there's a mentoring aspect of it. So as an agile coach, you work for an organization as a consultant or contractor, and you take care of multiple, the beautiful baby, multiple Scrum Masters or multiple teams, not just one now. Now, you're part of the meetings, but you're not meant to say a word. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is going to be hard for Mary. Mary likes to talk. Shh. Yes, take it to daddy, take it, daddy. You know, Mary likes to talk. How can I sit down in a meeting and not say a word, especially when I think the Scrum Master is not doing things right? Like, okay, so it's a discipline, right? You have to learn it, like, nothing, make your note and be observing. Get observation, observe. And then after the meeting, you have your one-to-one with the Scrum Master. And then you don't just say, so I think what you did there was bad. No, you say like, so how do you think that went? Did you think this person speaking over you was right? What did you think? Like, again, asking questions. And then after the person has spoken, whatever they feel, you then put your mentoring hat on, because that's your job. to show them better agile ways of working, the tools that you need, the methodologies of agile, you're meant to mentor. So I think we as coaches to understand that we can be more than a coach depending on the scenario. When you're in the room of one-to-one, yes, I love what JD said, observation and listening, having quality question for them to then unlock that potential to learn from that. And then when you're training, you are a trainer. People learn from you. When you're a teacher,
Yeah.
it's like a company calling JJ, say, come teach at the workshop. You are going as a trainer, you're going as a teacher. But different circumstances, different environment will require to be different things and doesn't take away from your authenticity. Which is why I really love that we are all on the same page. Yes! We're all on the same page. Welcome. Thanks for joining us, Shireen. We're just discussing about what is coaching, essence of coaching, and what members believe, it is, and whether a coach can be a teacher at the same time, if we're a mentor, And I mean, for me to pass through John Maxwell, and I'm a certified, coach, trainer, speaker, teacher, that means everything I've learned covers how to be a trainer, how to be a coach, how to be a teacher. So I don't think the man was crazy to do that because he knows there'll be a time as a coach that you'll be called to be a teacher, that you'll be called to be a trainer, you'll be called to be a mentor, right? So it is possible that we can be all of those without losing our authenticity. So I'm glad that we're on the same page. Does anybody have any question before we go to the difference? Sis? If none, okay, I will then go forward. We've lost Shirin again. Oh, sorry, I thought she was still on the call. Okay, so again, difference. Mentoring. Yes, so mentoring is when a senior colleague, seen as more knowledgeable, gives an advice. Mentoring involves a wide range of discussions that may not be limited to the work context. A mentor is a sponsor with great professional experience in their client's field of work. So you can see the difference between the last line with what we said before, like you don't have to be an expert in coaching, right? Because you're not meant to give your own expert advice. You're meant to actually help unlock and asking, listening, observing, asking questions, right? So, but in mentoring, you need to have you need to be an expert in a good professional experience. That just means you need to have expert in some, expertise in something to be able to mentor somebody else, right? So what do you guys think? Is this right? Is there anything you want to add to this? It'll take away, or you don't believe it's true? What are your thoughts?
In terms of the mentoring, as we already said and covered that aspect, to me, mentoring as well doesn't necessarily you need to be an expert in a particular field, because sometimes diverse, bringing other kind of thinking outside the box, but still within the box, is always good to me. In my own point of view, in my practice, that's what I do. Because coming as a coach, and then you're talking about relationships, and business, but then you diversify it in terms of the analogy of an architect. That's a totally entirely different scenario. Yeah. But when it applies to life day to day, then they start visualizing it differently, but not necessarily they're an architect or something like this,
Yeah.
I don't know if I made some sense into it.
Yeah, I get that. So for me, mentoring, for me to mentor someone, I believe I need to have the knowledge, like a step higher or a level higher or 2 levels higher than the person coming to me for that mentoring advice or service. Because if I'm on the same level, why are they coming to me? We're both on the same level. I don't have anything new to give you, but that's just a tiny, very basic thing. But yes, maybe you don't have to be an expert as a mentor, but you must, I believe, and personally, you need to be more than, on a level more than the person coming to you for mentoring. My thoughts.
I agree. I think there are a couple of different types of mentoring though. I know, for example, if you work in the corporate world, for example, like I used to, there used to be things that we'll do called reverse mentoring, where it's kind of like train the trainer. And so you'll have, and especially when it comes to the world of diversity, for example. So one of the things that we did in my, I used to chair the network, the employee network, on cultural diversity in the law firm. And so what we did was we introduced reverse mentoring, which basically put Black trainee lawyers with senior white lawyers or partners. And it would be basically sharing an example or a voice of what it's like being Black in this law firm run by predominantly white lawyers, for example. So there's reverse mentoring, where you are specifically putting someone who is of less maybe experience, but they are having a different viewpoint, a radically different viewpoint to what the traditional mentoring has. And so there's reverse mentoring. But other than that, I think, yes, when you are speaking or supporting somebody on the same level as you, I don't think you're classed, or you class yourself as a mentor. I think you class yourself as a peer. You're a peer. Yeah. So you're supporting, it's peer group supporting, for example. I think when you are senior, so for example, I have people who come to me as a mentor, and also my non-profit business is a mentoring business as well for young people, Black youth. And so they come in, you have people who are who want to be supported and kind of educated and directed into an area that you already live in. You're already a qualified mechanic, and someone's going to come to you as somebody who wants to learn mechanics. So you will be their mentor, and you will show them the route that you've already taken, and you can give them advice and support on what so so you're the more senior person in that experience. And it is senior in experience and not senior by age as well, which is important, because you could be younger but still have more experience than the person you're mentoring. So so I think that you have peer-to-peer support, which is people on the same level. Then you have mentoring, which is people who are more senior in their journey, who can help you to get to where they where you are. So your job is to basically help somebody to get to the position that you are. So that's what I think a mentor is. So yeah, I agree with this. I think there are different types of mentoring. This is a traditional mentoring explanation.
I completely agree. I did peer mentoring without uni. So I did a like Erasmus year. So placement year, but studying one, that's why I was in France for a year. So when I came back to my final year, then the other cohort going away for their own Erasmus, and I was paired with a lady, because I have been there, I've done that. So that was a good explanation that you gave. So I've been there, I've done that year. So then I had to kind of do a peer mentoring for this lady, and it was fantastic. I got a peer mentor of the year. Not bragging, but yeah, it was quite good. So yeah, that's a good example as well. So I love how you mentioned that being senior in experience, not necessarily by age, because I'm sure all of us in this group right now, we're all coaches, right? But I'm sure we've coached people that are older than us, like by age, they're senior, and so that's one example. Like, it's not by age, but by experience and knowledge. And yeah, mentoring, that's literally, we've said it and we all agree, they're different mentor. And I love that reverse mentoring. I've never experienced it, but I love it. I think it's the first time I'm hearing it, actually, which is really, really good. Like just understanding different views of different where you are, which is really, really good. Hi, Shawnee, thanks for joining us. Oh, this is our latest member. Hello. Oh, because, you're in class. Yes, no problem. That's fine. I'm sure the time is different as well. She's in the USA. So yes, thank you for joining. You'll get all this replay anywhere on our Resource Hub on website. So yes, thank you. So good to have you here. And if you have any contributions, I know you can't speak, just put it in the chat. We will read it out and we'll discuss on your behalf. Don't worry. Cool. So thank you so much for the contributions, ladies. So let's move on to the next one. therapy. I actually know someone who's a career coach, and she's like, sometimes she calls me and like, Mary, I feel like this thing is a therapy thing because when I'm on this call, instead of we're crying together, like she's like, I think I need to go do a therapy course because this is a lot to deal with. I'm like, oh Jesus, but I want to hear your thoughts about therapy. So this one is about working with a client who seeks relief from psychological or physical symptoms. The client wants emotional healing and relief from mental pain. Therapy deals with the client's mental health. Coaching deals with the client's mental growth. The client's motive for entering therapy or counseling is usually to go get away from pain or discomfort rather than moving towards a desired goals. Both therapy and counseling are more likely to involve understanding and working with past experience than coaching. The floor is open. What are your thoughts? Do you think as coach, sometimes we are therapists?
It can very easily switch into that, right? I really can, and it can very quickly. You have to really keep things on track. Because you step on dangerous grounds really if you kind of lose handle and merge the boundaries between coach and therapist. But yeah, it's can sometimes feel like you're about to have a therapy session, so you have to really do set the boundaries. But I think there are very clear differences, and I agree with what this says here about the coaching deals with a mental growth or professional growth. It's not, it can be, and physical growth as well, because it's not just about this sort of coaching. You can be a sports coach, for example. So yeah, you're dealing with coaches deal with moving forward, therapy deals with looking back, and I think healing is covered though by both, because sometimes moving forward is part of the healing journey. And whereas and I think a lot of the time it's really useful when people have been through therapy and then they've come through the end of their course of therapy and then they see coaches, because at that point now you've dealt with a lot of the background issues. And the area that I cover with my coaching practice deals with a lot of things come up. A lot of things from the past do come up, which makes it even more important for me to have boundaries in my sessions, because I deal with overcoming fear and navigating fear. And which means a lot of the time you have to look at the root causes of what caused the fear, what caused the negative self-talk, and that can bring up things from the past. So I think healing happens wherever it happens. You don't even have to be an expert for healing to happen. But so but I do think that therapy looks at the past, and coaching looks at the future. And so that's my opinion.
I love it. Like Ivy said, spot on. Yep, can't take anything from it, cannot to it. Ivy, do you want to add anything, or JJ said everything?
No, JJ said everything, because in my own point of view, the way I do my own practice is through storytelling. Storytelling is the art of healing. So it's your healing process. You have to go back, revisit, and then we move on. So she said it very well. Not to fall into the therapy, that you are not a therapist. So you can easily fall into that if as a coach. So the only way is just let them talk about the past. Let's leverage whatever happened and bring it to the present moment, moving into the future.
Yeah. So let's not dwell too much on the past. Let's not start crying about the past. So how do you, Ivy, how did you manage that? Because obviously, JJ mentioned something like creating boundaries to make sure that you don't step into, cross that line to being a therapist, which we're not. So how do you, and you say that you use storytelling, right? To look at the, past, bring it forward and, bring it to the present and move forward. So how do you manage that to make sure that you don't cross over that line of being a therapist? Because how do you set boundaries? How do you make sure that we are being strict with our coaching?
Myself, the way I approach it, they come in, they say what they need to say, and then they talk about their story and all this kind of stuff. But I to utilize tools for that. through as an emotional geographer, because I'm an emotional geographer myself, so we navigate their emotions, and from there, we leverage their strengths and weaknesses from whatever happened and start moving them all forward. And by moving them forward, is them recreating their mood board, so we can actually see that, and they see that themselves, that whatever happened to them, it comes in a form of art, and they can see it as well like that, and begin to, appreciate their journey, whatever happened, no matter how much traumatic it was, and start moving them forward. So that's why I use art therapy in my coaching,
Right.
mainly.
Okay. Art therapy and then coaching. Okay, this is new to me that you can merge both. But if it works, it works. If the clients are getting results that they need, yeah. I just don't want them then to start thinking. Like, do you have to be like qualified art therapist? Just asking. Or
Mm,
is there anything like that?
Myself, I have a couple of handles.
Okay.
Not necessarily, but myself, I have a couple of things in my belt, so that allows me to do that kind of things.
Okay.
And then whenever I'm approached by actually a therapist,
Mhm.
then I actually have to tell them this is this. And then if I see that my client needs further than what I'm offering, I always bring a colleague,
Right.
because, I'm part of a pod of colleagues there. I always try to push one of my colleagues into the practice if
Yeah.
something is going out of hand.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Yeah. That's really good. Awesome. Thank you, guys. So what's next? Counseling. Oh God, everybody's a counselor these days. But yes, counseling. So this is working with a client who feels uncomfortable or dissatisfied with their life. They are seeking guidance and advice. A counselor works remedially on a client's problem, so providing solution, basically. So what are our thoughts about this? What do we think? Do we agree? Okay. I see nodding of heads.
We always fall into the counseling aspect anyway. That's why we use a lot of multiple hats that will go, because it depending on what situation you're dealing with. So you can easily, jump into those.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think yeah, I agree with what it says here. And about it be, yeah, because you are solution based. I'm just not, I don't know, I'm just counseling. I feel like it's so broad and it can be really uneasy to establish exactly, when something crosses over from counseling to therapy, to from counseling to, so yeah, it's solution based, it's solution focused, and also, yeah, I don't know, yeah, I agree with what it says there though.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do agree with what it says.
Yeah. I can definitely tell you I'm not a counselor.
Yeah, I think it's I feel like there's so many different types. You go to counseling when you can get counseling at college as a
Yeah.
school counselor or college counselor, and you have counseling in so many different areas and aspects, and you don't have to be qualified or certified, or there are certain certifications you can get with everything, I guess, but you don't have to be qualified or certified in a specific field. And I find that it's a bit strange, really, I don't know why you would go to a counselor and not a therapist. I guess that's what, for me, it's a bit weird, because if you go to a counselor, it's not as if they're qualified in your specific area. And they're not, I don't think you're qualified as a counselor to give sort of necessarily mental health advice.
Yeah.
I think that's more the realm of therapy.
Mhm.
So I don't know, I feel for me counseling raises so many questions that I don't have answers for.
Yeah.
You know, you can be a telephone counselor and, you know, call the Samaritans and the person on the other end is a counselor. But really, you know, you could just be anybody off the street and that's a job. So I don't know, I feel like counseling, there's so many, I don't know, there's some gray areas. So I don't quite know the ramifications or the boundaries of counseling.
Yeah. So I guess it's very clear that JJ is definitely a counselor.
No, I'm not a counselor. No. And also, I very much, you know, especially with the work that I do, I'm very much like, I'll listen and I'll create space. I'll make space for you. You know, and I'll sit with you in whatever vulnerability or whatever situation. I'll listen, but I won't tell you what to do with your personal situation.
Yeah.
I definitely won't do that. So yeah, I can share with you what I've done in my situation. I can share with you what my thoughts or my opinions are on my situation, but I won't tell you how to deal with your situation. That's dangerous grounds.
Yeah.
So
I like that example. I remember, like, I used to get like my clients after a coaching session, maybe they're not dealing with the life of the business, and they'll call me. Oh, can I call you? Or send me a voice note like, oh, Mary, so this is and this happened. How do you think I should go about it? Or, you know, things like that. Then I'm like, well, personally, like, I will get, so before I even say personal, I'll ask questions to make them think about what they've asked me. Like, so for example, event planner, right? So I do have a few event planners as clients, and they'll say, oh, this person, they want to reduce the price, this and this and this. What do you think I should do? Then I'll ask the question back. So if you reduce the price, the quality of your service, will you reduce? And then that gets them thinking that, you know what, so I don't have to answer anything because, like, you know, it's not going to reduce. So why should I reduce my fee? So they've answered that themselves, right? And I cannot go like, look, I've been there before. This is what I did, but it's up to you. But this is what I think. I just don't think it's right that you're reducing your fee, but you're not going to reduce the quality, because event planners, we can't do that. It's hard to reduce its service. Our names on the line, our brand names on the line. We can't reduce the quality of our service. So why should I reduce the fee? I mean, we can come to an agreement, negotiate, but it'd be unfair for you to say, yeah, you should be charging this amount because somebody's charging it. Go there.
Yeah. So
I would give my personal views, and it's been that I've been a event planner before, and what I did, but then you still have made that, like, a lot of businesses, and I don't know, because I do business as a business coach, or maybe in human in general, I don't know if you guys experience it. They sometimes look for someone to tell them what to do.
But this is exactly the thing. I think it's really important to always bring the situation back to let them know that the responsibility lies with them.
Yes.
And so no matter what, you know, I also deal with a lot of clients who might be in victim mentality as well. And often people can be looking for someone to blame. Yes. And that person will not be me. So you know, that person will not be me. I'm not, you know, and even on my contract it says you're responsible for your coaching. You're responsible for your results. Yeah. You know, I'm responsible to help you to, you know, I can take you to the water, but I can't make you drink the water. This is your responsibility. Yeah. So you know, I think it's important that you can bring your situation to me. I will listen to you. I'll ask you questions to see how it fits. Yeah. But I'll also always make sure that you know that the responsibility is yours to find. Yeah. So you need to find the answer. Unless you're coming to me for mentoring, or if you're coming to me as a consultant. If you're coming to me as a consultant, I will give you the answer and then you go away and fix and sort it out. I'll just give you the answer, and your responsibility then is to go and do the work. And I've just given you the answers. I've told you how to do it. You know, that's that's the only way that I'm going to give you answers, is when you pay, when I'm a consultant for a specific, you know, field. But yeah.
No, I agree. I always like my legal advisor would say, as a coach, we promise results, right? But make sure there's a clause that says, yes, you will get your result, but only if you do the work.
Yeah.
I'm not a miracle worker. I'm not Jesus. So I will give you the tools, give you the strategies, give you everything you need. Getting results is not in your court, based on how much you work on it, you know. So that clause, and I'm still lacking behind. I've not put on my website, but I need to put on my website. But yeah, don't tell her. Please do not tell her when you see her. But yeah, so I really like that you mentioned that, like a lot of people in this world, people are looking for who to blame or to put responsibility on so they can say, she told me to do it. He told me to do it. That's what I did. Let's not get caught in that. Well, remember,
absolutely.
we're coaches, we're not experts. We're not meant to tell them what to do. We're meant to guide them to them discovering the answers, the solution themselves. We're not solution providers. We're not Jesus, literally. And again, we're meant to listen, observe, and ask the right questions to them. So that is that about counseling. Or does Ivy want to say anything about counseling?
Not necessarily, because I just don't want to fall into that counselor aspect, because I'm an accountability coach, so I don't want to be dealing with this situation. I'm already dealing with the emotional aspect as a storyteller, so it's enough.
Okay. Yeah, we have to be careful, like not to step into unknown territory. Like, no, there's no way too many hearts. Focus, be focused, focus. Cool. Right. So obviously, now that we've learned all the things we've discussed, my question to you tonight is, where do you belong? Based on all your years of experience, what you've been doing so far, would you say, you know what, I haven't learned all these things tonight. I'm definitely coaching. Definitely nothing else. Or I think I may be coaching and therapy. I might be coaching and mentoring. But again, something that we said today was you can be a coach and a mentor, which I love, but depending on the circumstances, right? So what would you say? Would you say, like, this has confirmed that yes, for sure, I am no counselor, I am no therapist. I'm definitely a coach, a mentor, teacher when time arises, I would like to hear from you. What to the guys, confirmation or opening of eyes or revelation? What do you think it is to you?
Definitely confirmation. I'm a coach, and yes, I am a mentor, and in a different capacity, in a different business, in a different situation. But I am also not now. I'll probably say in the next 2 years, I am going to do therapy and get certified as a therapist. That's very separate to what I do now. In my business, I do not deliver any sort of therapy practices or anything. I'm a coach and specific on that. And unless you hire me, and I do have a sole trader, where I am a consultant and a trainer. I do freelance with coaching and facilitating workshops for other companies. So yes, I can be a teacher. Yes, I can be a mentor. Yes, I can be a trainer or facilitator. Yes, I'm also a public speaker and a keynote speaker. And so I do all of these things. And I'm also a coach, and I do them in the right capacity, with the right audience. I certainly don't bring everything into my coaching sessions. So in my coaching sessions, I'm the coach, and that's definitely where it sits.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. That's really good. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you're pursuing the therapist space like in 2 years, because I'm sure the need has come up through what you're doing right now. It's like, you know what? I need to step into that to give my clients holistic, I don't want to say solution. Holistic service, maybe.
Yes, holistic service. That's nicely put.
Yes. So fantastic, well done. I still need to catch up with you. I forgot. You sent me a message, but then it went down. Oh, thank you so much, JJ. Ivy.
Yes. What do you mean? Is it important of if I do agree or what?
So where do you think you belong? Now that we know the definition, the differences of all these things services out there, do you think everything we talked today, is it a confirmation that yes, you're definitely a coach and some part therapy? Or do you think maybe with what I'm doing, I'm moving to maybe something else? Maybe I'm a teacher or a mentor or counselor. Do you think it's a revelation or a confirmation?
Yes, definitely. What you do with the presentation today, I'm definitely in the right direction as a coach, and the work that I do for the communities that I do it. But I would definitely be pursuing more towards the community aspect of it than actually one-to-one sessions that I'm doing.
Okay.
In terms of representing countries as ambassador of something that I'm concocting. So, but it does help in that aspect, knowing about coaching, how to talk with all these leaders and all these things. So that was the approach. And in terms of conflict negotiations in boardrooms and all stuff. So that was my aim when I went into coaching. And it helped me as well in terms of the healing. So for sure, all these definitions that you said is aiding to the, what I'm thinking already, and JJ as well has speciated very well as well. She's speciated that aspect in, different manners. And she understands that the therapy aspect that she needs to pursue it in a way because it's a very entirely different kettle of fish. And to dabble into. So she is definitely the right direction as a coach. For sure, because it's needed. The therapeutic aspect is needed for it to have a balance in terms of the coaching, the mentoring, and the therapy. It comes hand in hand.
Right.
And the counseling, I don't think is an equation at this moment. But these three, they're aligned for sure.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Thank you very much, JJ. Thank you. Okay, we come to an end. Q&A. Do you have any questions? Also, I didn't get to ask Shawnee, do you have any, what do you think? I know you only heard a little part of, you joined a bit late. I don't know if you want to say anything about whether you confirm that, yes, you're definitely a coach, or do you think you're more of a counselor or a therapist? You can drop it in the chat, or if not, you can rewatch the replay. You can watch the replay and then obviously let us know if the teachings kind of confirm some things to you, or it's a revelation that, oh, I'm not a coach, I'm more of something else. Again, this is not to call anybody out. It's just to make sure you're walking the right path, basically, and then you can give it the right support. Because if you're not walking the right path and we're giving you all the support we can give, it will just seem as if it's not working, but it's because we're giving the right support for the wrong path. So that's only what it is, for us to understand what we're doing, be on the right path, so you can get the most relevant and suitable help and support for your business.
I just want to say as well, I think it's important, and I think sometimes we miss it, but as coaches, we are more than just, especially if we're running our own business or anything, which most of us are, whether we're self-employed or we have a company or a consultancy. Most of us are self-employed or running our own businesses, right? And so I think it's important to also remember that we're not just a coach, you're also a business owner, you're also a CEO or a business, so I think it's important to remember that as well. When you're not just a coach, you're a business owner. And you're running a small business or a practice or a consultancy or whatever it is, and you have to wear other hats. You have to wear the hat. Sometimes if you're the one-man band, you have to wear the marketing hat. Sometimes you might have to wear the hat where you're checking that the accountant's hat where you're submitting your fees or whatever, and paying your taxes. And sometimes you have to register your account and fill in all the paperwork for your company. You also have to you're wearing all of those different hats. So as a coach, it's not just a service to your client, but you're a business owner and you're running a business. So I think it's important to remember that when we talked, to think about what we do as a profession, it's not just coaching. We are business owners as well. We are entrepreneurs, or whatever it is that you want to call yourself. It's more than just a coach in every aspect. So
honestly, JJ, yes, because obviously this 4 week is all about fundamentals and the business of coaching. I always tell people that you might be good at one skill, but if you're not good at the business of it, it won't work. You might be the best, you might be a good coach. Like, yes, you can coach a dead person to life, right? But if you don't know how to run in a business, you'll never be profitable, you never grow. Right. So of course, so the first 2 weeks is about fundamentals. The next week we're looking at the principles, boundaries and things like that. Then the last 2 weeks we're not looking at the business. How do you run the business of coaching? How do you make sure that you're successful? How do you make sure you're profitable? What does success look like to you? What are the foundation things you need to put in place to make sure that you have a sustainable, successful, profitable business of coaching. So we're definitely going to look into that. Obviously, this is now going to birth, you know, when we do our anniversary, post anniversary from August, it's going to birth our mastermind class where we're now obviously really hands on building that business, because it will really hurt me if that passion, that gift, that purpose that God has given you, you're not succeeding and profitable in it. And you're within an association that everybody has this amazing gift, amazing skills that we can support each other, you know? So like, I would love our members to be more open, more vulnerable, because I'm looking for it. Like, for example, I'm in a transition moment where I'm moving from just doing one-to-one solopreneurs business coaching to agile coaching, organizational coaching, professional coaching. And I'm like, I'm stuck in how to transition that, what to do. And this morning I spoke to my father-in-law and we had like 30 minutes of conversation. I'm like, I was unburdened. It became clear. And I've been having this issue for like weeks. And then if I didn't open up to him, it would have been difficult. And I'm going to talk to more people about people that are already doing it. Again, like you said, mentoring. So I'm going to look at people that are already in it. Mentor me. Let me shadow you. Show me how to do it, right? So this is what this association is about. I need to see you succeeding. I need to see you being profitable. I cannot, like, Gigi cannot be doing well. I cannot be doing well. And then my members are not. Then it's going to fall down on me. But again, like JJ said, I cannot force you. I can take you to the water, but I can't force you to drink. So there's responsibility on your part as well. Like the association will do everything we can do, give you everything, like everything. Then it's still up to you. I want to see change. I want to see growth. I want to see you doing well. Like I could say, like, oh, I told her that I'm seeing a lot on social media these days. Like, but you told me that you want to see me. And I love that, you know, because she's taking action and she's been seen. You know, there's no point in you doing business and not being seen. That is not business. That's expensive hobby. So you gotta decide, do I want to run a business or that's what I'm do, you know, just open up a charity. Even charity needs money.
Even charity needs money. I run a non-profit business and I have to pay for things out of my pocket unless I get funding. It's all, everything costs money.
Everything
so
costs
yeah.
money. So don't let anybody say, but I thought it's your passion. Why are you charging for it? Girl, please. Please, right? So yes, I really, really do agree with that. So we're gonna talk up on that, but we're definitely, but then I just, for us to make this work, I need members to be active and to show where they're struggling. Let's help each other. We have experts in our group that have been doing coaching for 20 years, 7 years, 10 years. They can come and show us how they've been sustainable. Remember they say in the first 25 years, a lot of businesses, they fold up. But if we have members that have been doing it for 10, 20 years, they must be doing something right. No matter how old school they are doing it, they do something right because they're still alive. So you can show us what that is. Let's have mentors in association. Speak to somebody, can you please mentor me? It's as simple as that, you know, but hopefully all this we have all this under planning for our new year coming up in July. So I hope that we will take opportunity to just make use of all the support that we're giving and things like that. But yeah, cool. So Shawnee, I'm focused on becoming a subject expert, okay, for women in the areas that I'm focusing on. Ooh, okay. So you didn't join us before. So we talked about this, like how we said that coaches are not meant to be experts, right? But yes, you're saying you're a coach. So we definitely need to talk about this, right? Why, and because you can't speak, you know, I really love to hear you.
She said in the comments earlier about she's therapist focused right. I'm definitely a coach because I'm focused on clients' mental growth. Right, yeah. So therapist focused on the client's mental health, which ties into psychology, yes. And so she's focusing. So it'll be interesting. I don't know. Do you know what her subject is? What her focus is? Or if Shawnee, if you can hear, maybe you can drop a message just to say what you do, what sort of coaching you do. Become a subject expert for women in these areas I'm focused on.
So if she's focused on mental growth, yeah. So she's a coach because she's focused on mental growth. 1 second. I'll check something so we can confirm that. Okay, so she's
Oh, brilliant. She's messages. So relationship coach in the areas of self-esteem, singleness, and breakup recovery. Fabulous. Okay, awesome.
Okay. Okay.
Awesome.
Cool.
Thank you, Shawnee.
Thanks for sharing. I haven't said that. Yes, okay. So I haven't said that. So now I'm moving into teaching, putting my teaching hat on. And I'm moving
You're waking up, Mary, I think.
Oh, no, don't break. Oh, I know why. 1 second. Oh, come on. Is my Wi-Fi? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Is my Wi-Fi? I don't know why it's gone off my hotspot. So basically, I was gonna say that okay, 1 second. Oh, he's still connected. So I was gonna say that Shawnee, on your Instagram page, you said you're a transformational life coach, empowering women, self-esteem, singleness, betrayal recovery. But on here, you just told that you're a relationship coach. So anywhere you speak about yourself, there must be a consistency. I need you to then decide. We can talk about this. You have my WhatsApp, no problem. But I need us to understand what exactly are we, unless transformation life coach and relationship coach are the same thing. I mean, I don't know, because I'm not a life coach. So that's just something I want to raise, and feel free to correct me in the chat or to tell me that I'm chatting nonsense. But from a strategist point of view, there needs to be a consistency in who we are or what we're about anywhere we speak about ourselves or our brand. But yeah, cool. So that is it from me. I don't know if anybody has any questions before we go. I know we've taken up your time because we started late and I'm so sorry. Oh, right. Transformation. I'm sorry. I usually say relationship based on my audience. Okay. All right. So we need to work on that. Cool. Not a problem. So just lastly, I know I'm asking so many questions. Lastly, what would you say in one word or one statement or one phrase or whatever, what would you say is your takeaway from today? One word or 2 words? Education. Okay.
Confirmation.
Confirmation. Okay. Ivy?
Unlocked. Unlocked.
Huh?
Unlocked.
Unlocked.
We unlocked the code.
We unlocked Ivy's potential. Oh, look. Okay. Unlocked. I love it.
I don't want to finish this session without JJ gracing us with her voice, with the gift of voice. And then, yes, and then singing for Mary Fash, that is her birthday.
Okay. Hold on.
And Tinu, it was just a pity that Tinu is not around, because Tinu as well is her birthday as well.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay, so here's rendition. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Mary and who else?
Tinu.
Happy birthday to you.
That was beautiful.
Wow.
Happy birthday to both of you, Mary Fash and Tinu.
Thank you.
And Tinu.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely singing our first anniversary. So sorry, Elson. Wow, guys. Thank you. So I'm going to stop recording.